Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, the State of Our World on Friday, May 21st, 2021. So what is it? Good, better, and different. All three, I'm afraid. Well, the coronavirus is still with us, going strong, and still have people refusing to get a vaccine, refusing to wear a mask, refusing to uh, practice social distancing. Number of cases is way down, supposedly, and number of fatalities way down, supposedly. Now, someone told me today that in Texas and Florida, which refused to have like a mask mandate and even refused to let their health departments uh, tell everybody about what's happening with the coronavirus. Well, they supposedly have a very low caseload and very low fatalities from the virus, which is not true. So, yeah, something's wrong. And now the CDC says that if you're fully vaccinated, you can go wherever you want. Indoors or outdoors, if you're indoors in a crowded place or you're in public transportation, airplane, bus, train, etc., you have to wear a mask. So anyway, there's a lot of mixed messages out there. I personally, when I am vaccinated, will continue to wear a mask so that I don't pose a danger to anyone else. So I'm very and very uh, concerned about that. Now, uh, at least I used to be able to find uh, statistics on the virus. I haven't been able to do that recently. Now, uh, the Israel and Palestine have now both agreed to a ceasefire, uh, and um, this was really coordinated by President Biden. Did a good job, but as a result of the fighting, and the Israeli media didn't really tell their public about what was really happening in Gaza. People in Israel think it was terrible that Hamas of Gaza was sending rockets over to their communities. But no one was telling them about what Israel was doing to the Palestinians and what was happening in East Jerusalem, where right wing Jewish settlers trying to evict residents of East Jerusalem. No one was telling them that, and mob violence against Palestinians in various parts of Israel. And so the Israeli Hebrews are happy that there's a ceasefire now, but they think their country should continue fighting uh, the Palestinians led by Hamas in Gaza. So they're not getting all the information, and around the world, people are not getting in all the information. Now, headline reads that anti-Semitic incidents, attacks on mosques, reported in U.S. amid Israel-Gaza fighting. Well, what do you mean by anti-Semitic incidents? The popular jargon is that someone who's an anti-Semitic person doesn't like Hebrews, the Jewish people. But Semitic peoples are Arabs and Hebrews. So if Israel is uh, committing acts of violence against Palestinians and Arabs, they're doing this against fellow Semites. And so I don't know this whole thing. If you say Israel has not right about something, they say you're anti-Semitic. However, Semitic peoples include Arabs and Hebrews, so I don't understand that. Uh, but that's the way it is, and we have to just work with it. Now, the United Nations says described what's happened in Gaza as hell on earth after Israeli strikes sever power, water, and sewer lines in Gaza. And they don't report that to the Hebrews, the Jewish people in Israel and around the world. They just say that Palestinians, Arabs are bad. So it's a very strange situation. But that's the way it is. So I don't know why Israel did or this can't win this war militarily. But that's the way it is. Now, the Associated Press has fired a journalist over social media posts defending Palestinian rights. Associated Press is under fire after it terminated a journalist over her social media posts criticizing the Israeli government and defending Palestinian human rights. Emily Wilder, who is Jewish and was a member of Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voice for Peace, was fired after just 2 weeks on the job. The Stanford College of Republicans were reportedly the first to single out her tweets, triggering a conservative frenzy, which included lawmakers such as Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. Former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Julian Castro blasted the AP for firing Wilder, writing, "This is a media organization sacrificing their own journalists to a misinformed right-wing media mob. She should be reinstated and formally apologized to." I totally agree with that. But they did what they wanted to do. They're afraid of the Hebrew backlash, the Jewish backlash against AP. Now, Palestinians want real dignity and freedom. The people in Gaza have welcomed the ceasefire, but they really want an end of the siege and occupation. Now, there's someone named Reverend William Barber, who's famous for his Moral Mondays parades and talks, and he said that we need a third reconstruction to lift 140 million people out of poverty. I agree with him. We have a country that's about over 300 million, and we have a lot of poor people. We have a capitalist society, so it's a lot of people at the bottom. And then you have people like the head of Amazon, Bezos. Now, he owns the Washington Post. He's very liberal in his journalism, but he's very reactionary and right-wing with respect to his Amazon company. And he did everything he could to prevent the workers at Amazon from forming a union. So hopefully we'll get something done. All this money out there. A lot of people became rich during the coronavirus have become rich during the coronavirus pandemic. The vaccine manufacturers, the pharmaceuticals, they're doing well, and they're refusing to eliminate intellectual property rights on their vaccines, even though they were given the money by the U.S. government and other governments of the world, wealthy nations, to do the research and development to develop a vaccine, create the doses, etc. So I don't know. Supposedly every country is giving the vaccine away for free, so I don't know how the pharmaceuticals making any money while the governments that funded them to do the work, now their pharmaceuticals are double dipping. They're getting more money. They're actually charging the governments, that countries that want the vaccines, by the dose. Very, very sad. We have a lot of resources in this country, a lot of money, but it's not evenly distributed. Okay, so I have to do something about that. Now, I think we need a more equal world, and maybe it's time for a little song. So I'd like to sing today is "Life is Worth Living." Life is worth living if you give it a chance. So don't give up and don't give in to despair. There are so many creatures who God hath created who would love to have a chance at life. So that can be your purpose, to help them to live a good life. Life is very precious, so don't trifle with it, for once it is gone, you cannot get it back. Perhaps you need a new outlook on life or new friends. Life is worth living if you give it a chance. So don't give up and don't give in to despair. Okay, that's called Life is Worth Living. It's a little song I wrote. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of Friday, May 21st, 2021. I hope you'll be back again tomorrow for another meeting of Caroline Speaks State of Her World. Stay safe, take care of yourself and others. Only go out when you have to. Practice social distancing. And, continue to wear that mask. No matter what the CDC says, wear that mask, even once you're fully vaccinated. And also, when the vaccine is available for you and it's safe for you to take it, I would take it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, thank you. Good night. See you tomorrow, I hope.